Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are so excited to bring you this episode of In Conversation with Jen and Shirley with Miss Kenya Carr, is who we talked to today. She's a life coach with Life Chapters Coaching. And it was really good talking to her. Like her niche is neat, the 40 and up women.
The life experience, because she was talking about how women in their 40s and up, there's certain life experiences that women under 30 don't necessarily have yet or have seen yet. And so it's interesting what she was talking about, but we're not going to share that here.
No. You have to watch and see. Watch and see. But yeah, you're really going to love this one. So check it out and then leave us some info in the comments, and definitely reach out to her if she meets what you're looking for in a life coach, because as you'll see when we're talking, we're life coaches as well, but our goal is obviously to help spread the word about every good woman out there. And we are not competitors. It's not a word, competitors. We're not competitive. We're sisters in this.
Yes, we are. As Kenya said, we're lifting each other up. This is Jen Slay.
And this is Shirley Brooks.
And welcome to In Conversation with Jen and Shirley. We are so happy that you're here with us, and we have an amazing guest tonight. We have Kenya Carr, a life and health coach. Right. Welcome, Kenya.
Hello, everyone.
So nice to see you.
Yes.
We've been going back and forth on our schedules trying to get this in, so I'm glad we finally did it.
Yes, me too. I'm glad this worked out, and it came faster than I thought. So, glad
to be honest, Shirley and I were like, "Oh my goodness, we have this on our schedule this evening."
It comes fast.
It does. Well, welcome, Miss Kenya, certified life and health coach with Life Chapters Coaching. Before you talk to us about that part, tell us about Kenya Carr, the woman.
Sorry, I got someone interrupted me. Go outside. Yes, go outside. You know how it is when you're
okay. We're all moms. Listen, we got to work.
I heard him coming up the stairs. So Kenya, as a woman, so I am going to be 45 next month. I can say that now.
Oh, really?
Next month, yes.
Happy birthday.
Hey, I'm originally from Boston, so I'm a Bostonian, and I've lived in the DMV area. I would say I used to live in Maryland, lived in Virginia, still in Virginia, but I've been this way for 21 years last month. So time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah.
I have two beautiful sons. One was trying to interrupt a minute ago. So I have Christopher is 12, going on 17. And Noah just turned, we all know who that is. And Noah just turned 10 a couple of weeks ago. So those are my hearts. I am divorced and single, 3 years now divorced, living my best life. Kind of starting from not from scratch, but starting anew.
And chapter.
Right.
Yes, and you know, it's about my life's next chapter. I'm writing it as I go. I'm living it as I go, and that's kind of how I came up with Life Chapters Coaching, because your life, you know, you're creating chapters, and what's most important is that you don't cut and paste your chapter, you know, 15 into your chapter 16. It's always about evolving, and I'm about evolving. I've had a lot of life experiences and journey, and trying to help women on their personal journeys as well. So that's a little bit about me.
So Kenya, did your business come out of the last 3 years of your life? Yes. Or were you in business before? Okay, so tell us about that.
So I've wanted to be a life coach for a very long time. I really like engaging with people. I'm the only child on my mother's side. So being around adults all the time never was a big deal to me. I ask a lot of questions. I'm very curious. I like to engage, especially when you're only child and you go outside and you play with your friends, then you come in the house and you're by yourself. You love to be around people and engage, and you don't take that for granted. And just really engaging with people and really going deep in conversations and pulling things out naturally. Someone said to me one day, "You should be a life coach." I didn't know what that was, but it sounded good. So, you know, I looked it up and I was like, "Okay, I'm going to do that. 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 I'm going to do that." And then I didn't do it. I was just living my life. And then one day I said, I'm tired of talking about it. It's time to do it. And what was interesting is God speaks to me at 3:00 in the morning all the time when I've had milestones and life-changing events. He spoke to me and said, start researching. And what came up with was health coaching. And I was on a journey I was already, had my 2 children after my first one. I didn't feel good about myself, low self-esteem, things my ex said to me. And it was like, gosh, darn it, I'm going to start getting active again. Because I used to be active when I was in high school and college. And so things that I was doing in my life, eating healthy, vitamins, working out, it was like health coach. Well, that's related to my life, my journey. And so I can get certified as a specific health coach. That way I can learn more about nutrition and mindset and habits. So that and life certification, everything I've been doing has led me up to this point. So I was like, do it. Don't self-sabotage and say later, now's the time. And then I did it and I just kept going. I didn't stop. And it was like, I got my certifications, got the tools to start my business, and I didn't stop. I didn't pause. I just kept going. So,
it's interesting. It's interesting because a lot of the women that we interview, they said, I've been talking about it a long time. I'm just going to do it now. And it's always they do it during that time when they're feeling at their lowest.
Right.
And that's what helped them to bring themselves up.
Yes.
Yeah. Wonderful. That's awesome.
So
has there, along your journey, oh, sorry, Shirley, go ahead.
Good.
Okay. So along your journey over the last 3 years that you've been doing your life coaching, has there been a certain challenge that has come up where you said, oh man, this is it. I'm done. I can't get past this. But then something helped you to get past that? And if so, tell us about it.
I don't think there was anything that said, no, I'm done with this, because all of my experiences have been great as far as coaching. I think for me, it's been letting life get in my way and getting distracted. And you don't realize you're being distracted because you're doing certain things that lead you on a path. And it's so important to build momentum and maintain it. And then when you stop, for me now, that's become the scariest thing, whether it's in my health and relationships, particularly in my business. If I get distracted by something else, shiny new toy over here, or maybe a toy being a man, you get distracted and you don't realize, oh my God, I've been holding back because I'm waiting for something. What am I waiting for? And you don't always realize in that period of time you've lost that you were waiting for something that you shouldn't have never waited for. You should have kept going. And so that has actually become, in a good way, a fear of, I don't want to go back to that because I'm supposed to be going this way and not that way. And so I do mental rehearsals that entail, what if I don't do that thing? The adverse impact of not doing it versus mental rehearsal of you vision yourself, you see it, you feel it, just like the athlete's mental rehearsal. I mentally rehearse the negative effect because I'm doing it. It's when I'm not doing it, what is that going to do for me? And it does nothing for me. And then I go, nope, get up, work out. No, get up, make that call. No, get up, work on your book, because I'm afraid of stopping and then not starting again. That's kind of where I'm at right now. Keep going. Get that momentum and keep it.
That's an interesting way of looking at how to be motivated. I like that. It's different. And in terms of motivation and the work you do every day, I was reading about you, and you mainly work with women over 40. What inspired that choice, and what's different about growth and I guess habit change and mindset after 40?
Life begins at 40. That's what they say. And for me, it did. Okay. Lots of fun. But so when I was thinking of my niche, it was hard at first because you don't want to limit yourself when you're starting your business, right? That's what we all fear of, limiting yourself, but you can't be all things to all people.
Right.
Well, I had to narrow my focus and narrow it to a point where something that was relatable to my journey, that whoever I work with, we're somewhat of the same, but we're not. Like over 40 could be any age over 40, so they could be 60, but still it's experiences that I've had. No, later. Got it. I'm doing something right now. So working with people who are on a similar journey to where I am, I believe in that saying, you can't take people where you're not willing to go. And I've had a number of experiences that say, okay, I want to work with people, particularly in this age group, because they've experienced life, things that I've experienced, whether it's having children, whether it's being in corporate America, whether it's being an entrepreneur, whether it's being a wife, whether it's being divorced, whether it's gotten over low self-esteem and confidence issues, you know, health issues, you know, battling, you know, trying to prevent, because I'm big into prevention, trying to prevent heart disease, trying to prevent high blood pressure, which runs in my family, which is what started me on my health journey. There's a lot that I can relate to them, and they could probably relate to me.
Okay.
So that's what made me say, I want to be in this sweet spot, in this particular group of women that I want to be able to help, because I know I needed it and I didn't necessarily get it, but I want to help other people not go through what I went through, or go through it and then have help really going through it. If that makes sense.
Right. That makes sense. So you said when you first started talking about what I asked you just now, when we first start out, sometimes we don't want to pick like a box to be in terms of just being a life coach in general, and that being the career path or entrepreneurial path you are on now. Is there any advice you would give to someone who wants to be a life coach?
If you want, for someone who wants to be a life coach, I would say, one, why do you want to be a life coach? You know, it's like everything is not for everybody, but what is it? You know, it's like find your passion, find your purpose, that whole story. But what has happened in your life that you feel will help you to serve other people? Understanding that first, because life coaches, they're life coaches, whether they're certified or not.
Right.
It's just in them. You know, I felt like it's been in me for years. I just didn't have the certification and the training to be asking the right questions and knowing you, that's what you do as a life coach. You ask the powerful questions because the answers are in all of us. We just need someone to bring it out of us.
Right.
So knowing your why, that's what we talk about in coaching, right? What's your why, or your big motivating factor? Understand what that is. Well, my life has been X, Y, Z, and I'm really, you know, understanding that, and well, what will having that do for you? What's most important about that? And if you can confidently answer those questions, then go for it. And even if you can't answer it, go for it, because you're not going to know until you experience it.
Right.
And everybody should have a coach. And if they could, be a life coach, because it's the most amazing thing in the world.
It is.
But it is, isn't it? I think it's the best job, and we need more life coaches out there. So I would encourage anyone that wants to pursue it to go through it, do some research, read some books. I actually coach someone who is not yet certified, and that's okay if she even gets certified, because no one comes to you and say, "Are you certified? Let me see you."
Right. Yeah.
But she's already on her platform doing her confidence circle C squared, and she's Coach Nay. And she's doing it. So you want to do it, go for it, but understand why you're doing it. That's how I'd answer that.
Right. So, you know, there are a lot of life coaches out there. I find like coaching has become extremely saturated right now, which is fine, because I honestly believe who is for you, you will come to you. You know, like I don't concern myself with competition and all of that kind of stuff. And as Shirley will attest, I love to collaborate, love collaborating. Do you find that collaborations have been fairly simple or good to do for your business? Or have you found that people have shied away from that?
Just like yourself, it's been amazing. You know, just reaching out and saying, "Hey, do you want to collaborate?" Kind of hard to say no to no. Either you don't get a no, but you may get a no response. But everyone that I've reached out to, it's, hey, this is what I'm doing. I'd love to collaborate with you. I'd love for you to come on my platform, and I'd like to come on yours as well. We are supposed to lift each other up.
Right.
This is not a competition. And for me, it's important because I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a coach. I'm running my business by myself, but I shouldn't be by myself.
Right. Yeah.
So the collaboration, the networking, the learning from each other, I get a nugget every time I talk to somebody else that's a life coach. That's what it's for. I'm not trying to do this by myself, but I have been trying to do it by myself, and that doesn't work. So by me now reaching out, and I'm comfortable doing that, it's not competition. We're helping each other. You're on my platform. I'm giving you exposure, but it's not just exposure. You're teaching me. We're having a conversation. You're opening people's eyes, whoever decides to join us on the, live or whatever we're doing, and vice versa. I'm not trying to get you. You're not trying to get me. And if you're trying to get me, then we can't collaborate, because that's not what I'm about. It's about lifting each other up. The tide rises all boats, and that's what this is about. So I need more people in my circle. So let's keep collaborating and networking.
I like that. Tide rises all boats.
Yes.
Love it.
Love that quote. So, believe it or not, I have everything I was going to ask, Jennifer.
Really? Time go that fast already?
Time went by that fast. Yes.
I'm a fast talker.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, she can really get it out.
Maybe I'll work on talking a little.
No. I know earlier I asked you about challenge, and I guess what I would want to know is not so much what would have kept you from going, but more so if you look back, say 10 years at Kenya back then, what do you know now that you would tell her today? Or then, what do you know today that you would have told her then? Or what would she need to hear from you that you know now?
That you are beautiful, and that I love you.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
You know what? I think we don't tell ourselves that enough.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then and because we don't love ourselves enough,
Mm-hmm.
it feeds that inner bully.
Yes.
That inner critic that we all have, right?
That inner critic. You're not good enough, or you can do it, but you're not doing it. And why is that?
Right.
Are you worried about what other people are going to think of you because you're a bad mama, shut your mouth, but you're afraid to really come out,
Right.
because of what other people are going to think, or you don't think you're beautiful, or this person doesn't love you the way you think you should be loved. So how, self-consciousness, low self-esteem,
Mm-hmm.
you're not good enough, even though you're always telling yourself, no, you're good enough. You don't do the pity party. You don't do all of that, but yet you talk, but you don't act.
Right. Put your money where your mouth
words
is.
are not in alignment with your actions,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and you don't realize it at the time, because self-consciously you've been telling yourself these things, or you've been behaving a certain way, and you don't even realize it. And then you're operating out of fear, even though you say, I'm not fearful. Yeah, you are, because you're not doing the things you say you're going to do. And why is that? So that didn't know you were going to ask that. Did not know I was going to say that. Did not know I was going to feel that. But
I know. I was like, oh, dear. Yes, that's a whole. On that same line of discussion, though, if for anybody who's watching this, what would you want them to come away with as it relates to confidence and just picking yourself, putting yourself first?
Yeah, that's a great question. I've been doing a lot of reading lately, and everything I'm reading, just absorbing it, and it all makes sense. Around confidence, you sometimes hear just believe in yourself, and that's great to a certain point, but it's not so much believing, it's doing, it's experiencing, because when you are having an experience, you can look back and say, I did that. And when you're experiencing and you're taking action, that's the real you.
Mm-hmm.
Versus just sitting and thinking and thinking and thinking and not doing. You grow through an experience, not through your thoughts. And then you got to question, what are you thinking? So that's going back to the mindset, because I'm about transforming mindsets and elevating the personal power by mastering habit change so you can have the lifestyle you want. But it starts with what's up in here. And for me, through my life experiences, and some not that great, confidence has been built every time I open my mouth. And whatever comes out, comes out. Mm-hmm. I don't even know half the time what's going to come out. But confidence comes from practice. Just doing it over and over again. It's not a belief. Mm-hmm. It's practice, 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 to the point where it's like, I got this. I don't have to think about it. Just do it. And that just, it's, I was looking at somebody posted something, which comes first, courage or confidence? And I said, well, I think courage comes first, because it takes courage to do the things and to say the things. And when you keep doing that over and over again, confidence automatically comes from it.
Right. Yeah.
So let's stop talking about it and do it. That's how we get to it.
I love it. I was talking to a client the other day, and she was ready to go live, and she's like, I don't know if I can do this. And she was just going on and on. And I was just like, okay, just do this one thing. Like, just go live for a few minutes, just do it. I'm not prepared. Just do it anyway. Just get out there and do it. And when she was done, she had done so good. And I went back to her and I said, do you know, like, you nailed that? Like, you did way more than I thought you were going to do. And you almost talked yourself out of it just now. And she said, I guess it's just my confidence. And I said, I'm starting to think that there's no such thing as confidence. You said courage earlier. I said, confidence is just little acts of bravery, like consistently, right? Consistent little acts of bravery. And then it becomes natural to just do it.
Yes. Just
do
it.
That's awesome. I love it. Now we are at our time. If Jennifer doesn't have anything else, I was just did you have anything before I go ahead and get ready to close us out?
Just what do you have coming up? Like, what's going on in your business, in your world, that you have for the world?
Yeah, so I'm excited. I've been working on with help, because you don't do everything in this world by yourself. So I've got a great digital marketing consultant who has been helping me put together this great free gift. It's a toolkit, and it's my top 5 secrets to elevating life's next chapter. Ooh, and it covers health, mindset, career, relationships, how to treat those unwanted but necessary relationships like a business. So It's got a lot of nuggets, and I went a little bit overboard with my generosity, but it's worth it. And so I'm excited about that. I'll be launching that in the next week or two. So I'm going to be doing some ad campaigns and marketing on that. I'm also working on my first book. So I'm so excited about that. And that's going to launch in Q1 of next year. So I've been writing every day. So I'm really excited about that. It's just that life chapters, man. I'm in that sweet spot right now, and it's exciting.
Awesome. Well, where can everybody find everything for you?
Sure. So there's a couple of ways. So you can go directly to my website to learn more about me, and not just stuff I post, but my website is www.lifechapterscoaching.com. And on Instagram, it's life_chapters_coaching. And then Facebook is just Life Chapters Coaching. And I also have a YouTube channel, Life Chapters Coaching, as well. So, and LinkedIn, you can find me on LinkedIn too. It's just Kenya Carr. So, yeah.
Awesome. Well, it was really great talking to you. And, to Jennifer's point earlier, like, all three of us are life coaches. And it's almost like, it's the whole competition thing. Like, people don't like talking to each other sometimes because they're afraid. And I'm just grateful that you were open to come and talk to us and everything, especially since we all kind of do the same thing. In a lot of industries, that's unheard of. So we practice what we preach.
That's right. right. That's right. One big family.
One big family, yeah.
Yes. And I
So,
want to thank you guys for having me as well. I mean, just the opportunity to speak to you all, you know, to be asked a question, don't know what it is, and just be authentic and real in response.
yeah.
That's what I believe in. And to me, this is just a conversation. I'm just doing most of the talking, and that's fine with me too. So I'm a talker. So I really appreciate this. And I hope that we connect even more because we do follow each other. I've seen you.
Yeah.
I love the cup. I'm gonna get the cup, and I love the that journal. I actually sent it to my girlfriend when the journal, the create your own something. You showed it the other. Jen shared it with me, but you had a book and I think a journal that you were showing or something like that.
I
No?
know about the cup. I'm not the journal. I think might have been Jennifer. Did you share your journal with her?
Was it the journal you
Maybe.
shared? You shared something with me, Jennifer.
No, so
It was a video.
yes, it was Shirley. You had done a live where the cup that we have was
Mm-hmm.
released,
Mm-hmm.
and then you were talking about a journal I found as well.
Oh,
Yes, that
You were
one.
talking
The
about
journal.
journal.
The
Oh,
journal.
look,
I was like, I
I
hope I'm
thought
not
you were
confusing.
talking about one
That
that I
one.
like.
Yes. Choose
Yes,
your own journey
choose
journal.
your own
Yes.
journey. Yeah, I love this
Yes.
journal.
The Piccadilly something.com. Ink.com.
Yes.
I was like, I hope I'm not confusing you
No,
with
yeah,
someone else.
PiccadillyInk.com. That was my,
Yes.
you were right. That was my, because I was
Because
like,
you were looking at me like you confused me with somebody else. I'm like, oh
like
no.
I don't have a journal yet. I'm gonna be working
No,
on
right.
one,
But you were talking about the
but yes, I
journal.
love this. In all seriousness, yeah, I love this journal because it kind of it goes from place to place like a real journey, like when you're going through the book. But then and it's different journeys for different things that you want in life. So yeah, it's a really cool journal. And yes, that was me. So that sorry about that. My silly memory. Anyway, yes,
But
love
I
it.
look forward to us connecting more. That was my
For
point.
sure, definitely. And so thank you though for hopping on with us, and thank you everybody who will be watching this. We already got your contact information for Life Chapters Coaching, Miss Kenya Carr. We thank you for joining us, and you guys have a good rest of your day.
You too. Good night.
Good night.
Bye.